Hello, this is a Earth sign video for the end of February, and that includes Virgo, Taurus, and Capricorn. Um, this is a general reading, so take what works for you and what messages may apply to you in the present, but also sometimes messages apply later. So see what works and try to keep a broad, open mind. And again, this is for the end of February, so use your own discernment and your own judgment always when making decisions. And this is just to help you out, give you some insight, some inspiration, some clarity perhaps on energies happening now. Perhaps in your own life. And I thought we would just start with the story of art as a beginning point. Maybe you'd find some of the paintings or the time period or the artists inspiring. Also as like a destination. So I'm just going to pull a page and see what happens. So for Earth signs, that's a text. We'll start over. This is Rembrandt van Rijn, Christ Preaching, circa 1652. Holland, 17th century. Kind of reminds me of M.C. Escher and just like the black and white paintings. Maybe black and white photography is something that inspires you. Maybe just getting together with friends, talking about beliefs, religion, whatever. All right, and now I thought we would go to this new little deck I picked up. It's about spies. There's some movie inspiration. Maybe, might be inspiring to you. Informative, no pun intended. So for Earth signs, Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus, end of February. Clarity, inspiration, insights into the energies. Four of Spades. Espion Noir. It's a movie poster. The Spy in Black. Conrad Veidt. I'm not familiar with the movie, but I'll look it up and maybe put a link to the trailer or clip or something like that. There's like a big ship by the water. And yeah, I don't even know any of these actors. Valerie Hobson, Marius Goring, Sebastian Shaw. Goring reminds me of my last name, which I just looked up and found that it means someone who's from, well, actually they changed it when my relatives came here from Poland. That's the fourth side of my family. They changed the last name from Guernay to Gorney. Probably shouldn't use my last name here, but that's okay. Apparently it means people from some village named Guerney on a hillside. People with superior abilities. Maybe that's talking about psychic abilities. Who knows? I don't know. I'll just stick with one card. But the Four of Spades usually means it's four. It's a balance. It's achieving balance. It's having what you need. It can literally mean having what you need because of four letters. But it can also just kind of mean being a little bit smug also, or just sitting back and watching. It can be, like what you have, your belongings. It can sometimes mean having, at least I've found from my own experience, I found that it can sometimes mean having one foot in both worlds, between two cities, just kind of sitting pretty, happy with what you have. It reminds me of that quote that says, oh God, I'll probably have to look it up and put the right words down, but, oh gosh, what is it? That a man, something about, you're truly happy when what you want is what you need and everything else is kind of superfluous. So take that for what you will. Maybe it's just about being happy with what you have. Maybe it's about traveling from one city to another, especially since we have the boat here. But maybe more clarity will come when I look up what the movie is about. I've not heard of it, so I'm assuming it's something, a French movie with lesbian noir. My French accent is terrible. Even though I did study abroad in Paris, I a terrible accent. Yeah, so I thought I'd also pull from some regular tarot decks, and while I shuffle, I'll tell you a story about Paris. I was actually, I love Paris. I've never felt more at home than when I was in Paris, and maybe it's just the architecture, and it was kind of rainy, and I just loved the atmosphere and going to get coffee, and pretty much lived on croissants, and somehow, 2 weeks in Paris, we traveled around a lot. We went from Paris to Italy, and it was kind of broken up that way, but the 2 weeks that I spent in Paris, I somehow pretty much only ate croissants and somehow lost weight. It was great. Maybe because we just walked everywhere. I miss that. Living in Chicago now, kind of drive everywhere, but even in New York, you walk, and now I'm realizing that you have to join a gym and actually work out. It's weird. But yeah, Paris was great, and I was there when I was 20, so it's been a while. But I was nearly reported missing to the U.S. Embassy while I was there. Not because I, did anything bad. It was just, miscommunication with roommates and a friend of mine. We went off on our last night in Paris, and, we got separated from our group because the subway closed, so we took separate cabs, and we kind of realized on the way back, this is our last night in Paris. Why are we going back to the hotel? Let's go out. And it was a bank holiday the next day, and we looked like such tourists, I'm sure. 2 blonde girls from Texas. I went to school in Texas, but we made friends. We had such a fun time, and we ended up at some underground club and met people, and it was all very innocent. It just, we didn't have very good communication with our roommates, so they worried about us, and our teachers were alerted that we never made it back from the Eiffel Tower, and they sent police, and we were, in retrospect, bad ideas all around, but it really was one of my most memorable nights of traveling ever. The next day we were supposed to leave for Italy, so again, poor decision making on our part, even though we did make it back in time, but I guess they were worried that we wouldn't, and yeah, they're about to go report us missing to the U.S. Embassy. But it was a fun night, and yeah, I'll always remember that. So maybe it's about taking risks and just enjoying the moment, and maybe making smart decisions, but enjoying the time you have somewhere, maybe traveling, exploring the city, getting lost in the city. Yeah, I think that's what you should do when you travel. Just kind of, at least for a day or something, just go out, have no plan, no agenda, maybe not even a map, because you can always just get in the cab and tell them where your hotel is, and you'll find your way back. But just get lost in the city and see where it takes you. Have an adventure. So, clarity. Back to our plan here. Earth signs. Clarity. End of February energies. Coming in, passing, help, guidance. Sometimes I like to shuffle beforehand because this takes a while, but, you know, sometimes I feel like it's more authentic and, like, real time if you shuffle while you're making... Oh, here we go. Oh, that's a hangman. Again, that came up for fire signs. So this is, again, taking a time out, relaxing, taking a break, sometimes to just gain a new perspective, see things from a new angle, just gaining clarity, gaining perspective, seeing things in a new light. Where do you need to do that in your life? Or where do you feel called to do that in your life? Maybe something's confusing you and you're just like, you can't make sense of it. And it just requires you to take a time out, rest, relax, give it a break, you know, step away for a minute, take a time out, like I keep saying. Yeah, and maybe meditation, that keeps coming up. That was the Hermit. And on the bottom is the Prince of Cups. They always remind me of travel because they're always on a chariot, usually. This is going to be a person in your life or someone you know, or it could be you, or just that energy. It's a watery energy, like Pisces, Scorpio, and Cancer. You know, it could be, you know, taking a time out to reflect, like water, reflect on life, situation, circumstances, whatever it is that is on your mind. Maybe, you know, being by the water. This is someone I always think of like knight in shining armor, because he's in traditional tarot, or this is traditional tarot, but in the, you know, Rider-Waite tarot deck that a lot of people use, it's usually a guy on a white horse, and he's trying to balance a cup, and he has a cup here as well. So it's like trying to keep the balance. Sometimes I think of someone, you know, delivering happy romantic news. It is water. Water has to do with cups, emotions. Sometimes he's on a white horse. Here he's on a bird, holding the reins, and also a cup in one hand. So, and also like it looks like a bouquet of flowers or something. So maybe putting the flowers down, having the reins, keeping, you know, steady pace. Navigating waves, navigating emotions. He seems to be like flying over water, but also in the air a little bit. So I kind of feel like, you know, the wind and the waves and just kind of trying to keep a steady pace throughout, like taking the most direct route, maybe. Both these cards have bluish green, aqua-y colors in them. Sorry, this is upside down. Sometimes it can mean yoga, relaxation, finding ways to relax your body, mind, spirit, all of it. Even his hat has a bird on top of it. So it's tapping into spirit too, for guidance, for direction, letting spirit guide you, letting your intuition, your higher self guide you, maybe. But yeah, usually this is a person, whether it's you or someone you know, someone in your life. Maybe you're trying to figure out what to do about someone in your life, or um, love, emotions. Maybe that's on your mind, and you're just trying to figure out, navigate how you feel about someone, how you feel about a situation. And it just requires you to take a time out to maybe take a step back and reevaluate, or maybe you've already done that and now you're ready to move forward. Sorry, backwards. So maybe you're moving towards someone, moving towards a new situation, towards love, towards an emotional situation. But earth signs can be very much grounded, reality-based energy, concerned with material type things. Maybe not necessarily like being materialistic, but you're concerned with your daily routine, your how you make your money, your earthly reality, your day-to-day routine, and just grounded energy. So maybe it's stepping out of that and letting your emotions tell you how to proceed a little bit as well. Tapping into that emotional side of yourself, so that you can have what you want, what you need, what you appreciate, what you have. Yeah, he's like looking at his cup. So it's like maybe also keeping your eyes on the road, looking ahead, stepping out of as much as we should live in the moment, sometimes, stepping out of the moment to see the bigger picture, seeing where you want to go, so that, you can get there in a more, direct route, flying above the waves, I think of too, flying above the emotion. So maybe you are feeling quite emotional and you need to kind of step away and fly above the waves, fly towards your destination in a more grounded approach. It can go either way, so you kind of have to think about where you're at, what you're dealing with, and the best way to proceed. So I thought I'd also pull a card from this deck, which is tarot and astrology combined, and see what further clarity we can get. Energies for the end of February and earth signs. There we go. Ace of Pentacles, or Ace of Earth, Ace of Discs, Ace of Coins. It's again about material type things, grounding earth energy, being centered, focused. Sometimes it can mean like an offer, something coming into your life, like a golden ticket, golden opportunity, moving towards that, maybe offering that to someone else, seeing where you can give, seeing where you can receive and allow in help. But usually it means like a gateway as well. It's the beginning of something. Maybe you're starting to build something, or kind of loud. But yeah, it's the beginning of something, the beginning of your perhaps happily ever after, because the 10 of coins is like having it all. It's like heritage, it's, generations profiting from what you start now. So what are you starting? What do you want to start? Maybe it's just taking that first step, letting your intuition, if something's been on your mind, you want to start, you want to get going, maybe this is saying to go ahead, take that first step. But yeah, it's, I think, just saying like you either have something right now that's like beginning or something's coming to you. It's that golden ticket. It's that brand new opportunity, that offer, that thing that you should grab, that you should, you know, don't hesitate on. You know, even though we have the Hangman here and the Prince of Cups, it's like either saying that you've already thought about things and you are ready to move forward, or you are maybe getting that offer, you are getting that new opportunity, that new start, and you just need to maybe take some time to think about it, but don't wait too long, kind of thing. Seize the day. Earth is also, coins are also time. Sometimes I think of it as like a year, and so it's like whatever you start now is going to be fruitful. It's going to be beneficial to you to begin, to start, to follow through on. Sometimes I think of chariots and princes, anything travel like that. It's like follow through. Yeah, and on the bottom is the Queen of Swords, Libra throne. So now we have some air energy coming in as well. And Libra is all about balance, it's about partnership. So maybe a lot of this has to do with emotion and partnership and thinking about your partnership, thinking about your relationship. It can even be like a business partnership, since we have the, it's talking about Earth and Ace of Pentacles, accepting an offer, accepting a new job, a new opportunity, or giving one to someone else. Queen of Swords is, I'd recommend that you watch the air elemental video if you're really, really interested in this, because she came up for the air elements as well. But the Queen of Swords tells it like it is. She's thorough, she cuts to the point. She's been a little bit hurt in the past sometimes. So she doesn't really want to beat around the bush. She just kind of wants the answers, think of even a cocktail, straight up, just none of the fluff, none of the extraneous type stuff. Just cuts through the bullshit. Gets where she needs to go. She's had experience, life experience, so she knows what she wants, and maybe you can learn from that kind of energy. So this is, again, either a person in your life or you, or about you tapping into that kind of energy, where you're direct and you may be directing something, directing the way. It's air energy, so it's thoughts, it's communication, it's mental activity. It's finding the most direct route and then going for it. It's not wasting time, not wasting energy, telling it like it is. Libra is all about balance as well. Balancing two things, kind of like this Prince of Cups, balancing as you move ahead, finding that balance, finding that middle ground. So you have the scales here. But Libra, again, is just all about partnerships. It's about working well with others, whether that's in business or just within yourself. But finding that balance, finding the balance for you, how do you best achieve balance in your life, in your endeavors, or in your partnerships. I always think of the Queen of Swords as protective as well, like the mama bear kind of energy, not putting up with anyone hurting her kids or something like that. That will tell off little nursery schoolers that are being bullies to her kids. She doesn't do that. She doesn't put up with the silliness. It's, again, it kind of goes with earth energy. It's just being grounded. It's being direct, straightforward. saying what you want, getting what you need, going after it. So, yeah, kind of also drawing a line sometimes, boundaries, truth, seeking truth in your words, your actions, your thoughts, which kind of speaks to the hangman, reflecting on truth. What is truth to you? Yeah, so I guess this is Venus and Saturn. So it's, again, Saturn is Earth as well. It's discipline, it's grounding, it's lessons. It's learning from your lessons. Maybe because we have Venus here, learning from lessons in love. But Venus can also, Venus also rules finances, and she oversees, or she rules Libra and Taurus is an earth sign as well. So it's that more feminine energy, beauty, love, creation. So maybe it's like creating a life for yourself, creating a life within your family dynamics, overseeing things, being kind of like head of household kind of energy, I think of as well. But loving, it's all stemming from love. Even, when things are more direct or sometimes seemingly harsh, it's always coming from, I think of, from a good place. If not, it can be someone that is, way too harsh, and kind of maybe it's striking that balance. It's striking that balance between going after what you want, getting what you need, saying what you want to say, and being direct. Clearing the way, cutting through the bullshit. However that fits into your life, however you need to do that in your life, so that there's no confusion. It's kind of like everyone getting on the same page, moving forward, progress. So however that works out for you. So far we have like these green, blue, and orangey colors, and again more blue here. Yeah, I did slightly pull out the Hermit before, and that is also representative of Virgo energy. But yeah, it's getting that fresh start, that new beginning, or giving that to someone else, and just making sure that there's no confusion, there's no misunderstandings, that everyone's on the same page, and that everything's in line and order, so that you can just move forward smoothly, smoothly, working your way through, clearing the way, moving forward, following through on what you say, what you promise, that kind of thing. Okay, so I thought I'd pull an I Ching card, and maybe something will come through with that, but usually I have to look up the meanings, and I'll put the links for that below. Further clarity on Prince of Cups, Ace of Pentacles, Four of Spades, Hangman, 4 also, Libra, I also kind of associate with the home, and so maybe it's like getting your home in order, even on a mundane level, cleaning, clearing away the clutter, just making sure everything's in order, comfortable, how you want it. $51. I don't know what that looks like. It looks more like kind of like a vortex or something, like stepping into the unknown, maybe testing the waters a bit, like he's putting his wand in there prior to maybe walking into the unknown. 51 ends up being a 6, and that is love, it's nurturing energy. So this could also mean like who you're looking for in a partner as well, like that kind of that balance, achieving a balance, a steady pace, someone that you can see eye to eye with, someone that's, on your team kind of thing, has your back, someone you can count on. I don't know what this actually means. I'll have to look it up, but on the bottom is 3. So again, that's love and creativity, creation. It's the beginning of a new form, a new shape, a new endeavor, maybe. But again, I think this is all about new beginnings as well. Taking that first step into what may be unfamiliar, but you don't get anywhere if you don't try something unfamiliar. Together they end up being a 9, so that's a complete cycle. So it's moving with the flow, moving with the cycles, moving with change, just kind of going with the flow as well, seeing what needs to change, I guess, figuring out what you want, moving forward in that direction, clear head, clear mind, clear actions, following through, whether it's maybe with your kids as well, or friendships, any sort of business relationships, just, making sure everything is clear cut, everything's on the table, spelled out, I's are crossed, or I's are dotted, T's are crossed, yeah, there's no confusion, so just that everything can run smoothly, efficiently. I'll put links for those descriptions below. I pulled from this deck. This is an oracle deck, the Shaman Oracle. I lost the book. Maybe it's about finding things that you've lost, and reclaiming things. I don't know. So clarity, to sum up this reading, for Earth signs, end of February. Maybe it's about summing things up too, pulling things together. That's the Shaman of Loss. Let me see that. Get a little bit of a glare on here. So like I said, maybe about reclaiming something that's been lost. Finding something that you've lost, rearranging things, even like a memory, or yeah, because sometimes we just forget random things, and it's about reminding ourselves, or maybe making a to-do list, reminder list, setting notifications, reminders for yourself, so you don't lose track of the time, the day, what you need to get done. He has that like sun swirled disc, like a shield, which kind of reminds me of the Queen of Swords too. It's like a little bit of protection, maybe even environmental protection, since this is Earth. It looks like there's 2 people in the background. So again, I kind of think of like head of the family. I don't know, I'm not, notice his earrings. It's just like weird hair that's like kind of flat on top. I don't know. Definitely looks like a man though, because it has that like V shape. Pull one more because I'm not really getting a lot from that. further clarity. Shaman of Purification. Again, it's the same sort of colors. They're not all like this, so they were just remind me of earth, terrain colors. Red dye. I don't know. This looks like a little witch with a broom and a hat. Maybe just cleaning up your environment, clearing space, making room. Whether it is more on a physical level, like in your household, or on an emotional level, making space for someone new. Maybe you're thinking of opening up like a shop or something and just trying to declutter inventory. I just thought of. This looks like a giraffe man. So like maybe like overseeing the the cleanup, overseeing the construction of something, overseeing the travel plans, overseeing the home. Head of the household, I just keep wanting to say. She's like 2 brooms, so maybe it's like multitasking, getting things done, getting things accomplished, marking off your to-do list, which can make you feel better, like Prince of Cups. Maybe it's like thinking about what you need to get done, making a list for yourself. So maybe it's about travel plans as well, making an itinerary. We said Holland earlier, so maybe like Amsterdam. Maybe you are of that, heritage. I mentioned heritage as well. But yeah, I think if there's anything else, I feel like it's pretty straightforward. If I do think of anything else, we do have the world here, so again, maybe it's travel plans, but it's in black and white, this grid. Can't even see these. So maybe making the outline, or finding that balance between head and heart. If any of these things resonate for you, and always try to see it in a different context as well. This is a general reading, so Prince of Cups can be also a woman, Queen of Swords can be a man. It's not, it can also just be that feminine energy or masculine energy, the more doing, allowing kind of thing that we keep talking about. Just seeing where you need to implement those things into your life more so. If you have any questions, again, please feel free to reach out, email me. Like I said, I don't pretend to be an expert, but I, be happy to answer whatever questions you do have. And yeah, I think it's just tapping into the different energies, the earth, the emotions, the, finding balance between your head, your heart, your environment, and how do you do that? Maybe it's just needing to take a time out, a break, travel, vacation, just relax too, finding those moments that you can just sort of step away from the chaos and the responsibilities, or maybe you've been doing that and it's time to get back into it. But Ace of Pentacles is usually like a hand offering, holding out a coin. So it's, grabbing those opportunities as they come in, not waiting too long, take some time to think about it if you need to, but ultimately, grabbing those opportunities, not letting them pass you by, seeing the bigger picture, rising above the emotions if you need to, finding ways to center, calm yourself, get things in order. Yeah, so anyways, I hope this was helpful, and I will probably be doing these readings for March as well. So stay tuned, and I hope you all have a wonderful end of February week. Yeah, bye.